What's up guys, Frantic here. In this video, we'll be ranking all of the classes in 99 Nights in the Forest as of the Snow Biome update. Just remember, these are based on my opinions and my playstyle. If you don't agree with some of the ratings, feel free to let me know in the comments below, but keep it civil. We're all about good vibes here. First up, the Lumberjack stays in S tier. Unless they change the campfire mechanics or somehow nerf its perks, this class will continue to be amazing for both solo and group play. It's the fastest when it comes to leveling up the campfire, and it can act as a group's builder or gatherer because of the early game wood collecting. The Cyborg also stays in S tier. Ignoring its obscenely expensive price tag, the Cyborg shines because it starts with a laser cannon, which is harder to get nowadays. That alone is great for farming mobs. Just lure together and soften up a bunch of enemies with a single laser shot, and you can finish them off with other weapons if they survive. It also starts with the best armor for its class. Again, for its class. I don't want to see anyone going, "Oh, but the Thorn armor has better defenses." That's not the point I was making. I'm putting Assassin in B tier. I'm gonna be nicer to this class, but I really can't put it any higher because it's too random and situational. If your goal is to speedrun 99 days or farm the first stronghold level as fast as possible, then this can be considered an S tier class. It's probably the fastest overall for reaching 99 solo, but for general use, it's just far from the best because of a few key points. First, its critical hits are too random and have an unknown percentage, but the part that I really don't agree with is that they only trigger on the first hit, which just seems pretty silly to me. Second, starting off with the katana is actually pretty good because a weapon is a weapon, but in terms of raw damage, it's just a spear with a slightly faster attack speed. The kunais are fast, but they deal so little damage and are too rare to reliably restock. Sure, it'll kill stuff like bears really quickly, but so does fast cycling a revolver and a rifle. It also loses max health in exchange for a small sprint speed boost. Let's be real, 10% speed isn't really that much. Seriously, with limited testing, I found that any class that has bonus sprint speed is only a few milliseconds faster than those that don't. It's still better than default, of course, but it's really not that significant in the long run. Ranger goes into A tier but is roughly in the same camp as the Assassin. It's great for speedruns, and revolver ammo is already extremely common. If you can get a second revolver through the trader, you can essentially do the same thing a kunai does, but with much more common ammo. The only difference is that you need to reload it. This clip I'm showing you right now is a shoddy demonstration that I put together real quick. The Cook goes into B tier. It's good as a support class in groups, but it isn't essential because you can get by with just the normal stews, or even no stews really. Scavenger goes into C tier. It's good for long runs when you're trying to reach 250 or 500 days because the potential for extra scrap will help you with ammo later on. Overall, it's just kinda meh though, especially now that the Snow Biome exists and it's loaded with scrap. The Camper goes into D tier. It's not really useful for anything. It starts with an old flashlight, but if you level up the campfire just once at the start of the game, you're guaranteed to find a watchtower nearby that has a whole bunch of these. The Decorator goes into D tier. It's seriously, just save your 40 diamonds, don't bother with this one. Alien goes into S tier. Starting with a ray gun is extremely cozy, so if you're struggling with aim or just want a class with a reliable starting weapon, go ahead and pick this one. It has bonus sprint speed too, but just like the Assassin, it really isn't that big of a deal. Blacksmith goes into B tier. It's not bad, but it's not all that great outside of the extra scrap perk. You're going to be upgrading the crafting bench anyway, so the level 1 perk is just kind of okay in most cases. Brawler goes into A tier. If you're good at kiting, this class is hilariously easy and can carry you through the late game. It's not for me personally, as I prefer ranged weapons, but it's definitely up there. Farmer goes into D tier. Food isn't really hard to come by in the game, and you don't need any of the rare crops or apple trees if you just make stews that don't take up sack space anyway. Also, you can grow the pumpkins or corn even without the farmer, so I don't know why you would bother. Medic goes into B tier as well. Its only gimmick is that it has better revives. The thing is, you don't really need this if you just don't die to begin with. Not to mention how healing items aren't infinite, so just learn to not die in general. Finally, the Hunter goes into C tier. It's bad, but it at least has some utility in that the meat and pelt drops can be used for biofuel or food. And that wraps up my personal tier list for the game. A new class might come out with part 2 of the Snow Biome update, but if that happens, I'll just slap my rating onto the pinned comments. Thoughts? Sound off on the comments below, but again, keep it civil. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to stay up to date, and I'll catch you guys later.